8 months ago, I faced literal homelessness on a time crunch. And I used this exact practice and found myself a stable job and living situation in 12 days. I hardly ever used the asleep sats. It's just a skill like anything else. Whatever it is. No, it's not too late. Never is. It's very easy to be hard on yourself and ream yourself for a lack of seeable progress, but even for some of the most advanced Neville students, it's a learning process. I'm not sure where you are in your studies, so I'll just start from the beginning. The idea is that everything exists now. Every single interaction with another person, every possible timeline, exists right now. Even you at 6 years old, still exists now. With that in mind, the reality where you and your SP are together is happening right now. This very moment. Something I got told when I first began was that I put too much power into outside sources. My landlord, the people who do my housing, the employer. In my mind, I was at their mercy. All the time. You're playing the role of a desperate couch surfer very well. I got advised to listen to The Pearl of Great Price and then listen to it again. Really take the words in. It's a great piece of Neville's work to listen to when you feel desperate. Which I did. Also my personal favorite. So I took the power out from those people, every agency, every person I know, my family even. And acknowledged that what happens in my reality comes from me. You are consciousness. Your 3D comes from your imagination. That is the pearl of great price. You sell everything you own. Or rather every and any assumption outside of you being the operant power of your own reality. Your SP is the embodiment of your thoughts and assumptions. What I started doing, when I was in a crisis, on time crunch, about to be literally homeless on the sidewalk, mental diet and thought control. Some people take it the wrong way and think you have to mute every negative emotion like a robot, and that's not true. But I would be conscious in my mind instead of acting on autopilot 24/7. You are having inner conversations with yourself as we speak. It's unstoppable. So I changed my inner conversations to only positive things about me and my situation. Even if not pertaining to my manifestation. Instead of I hate my life, I want to die, I'm going to be on the streets. I challenge those thoughts and talk back. Actually, I'm doing pretty fucking good right now. Everything today has gone my way. We've made considerable progress towards being in that apartment. It will put you in a better mood regardless. Make you easier to talk to, calmer. Have a clearer head, especially when you have something urgent you're wanting to bring into the 3D. Or my brother-in-law is an asshole, he hates me and is out to get me. To he's just tired today from watching the kids without a break. I know he's doing his best and it's not anything towards me. And he literally then turned around and said to me, sorry, I'm just tired from watching these kids all day. Nothing against you. That's the basics. Neutral or better is a good rule of thumb. Many people start with neutral because 'tis easier to begin with. Control inner conversations, replace them with another conversation geared towards how you want to tell about yourself, others, or your situation. 2. Imaginal acts. Another user once called it rest in delusion. Immediately after having this conversation with another user, I got off my phone and began to walk back to where I was staying. I immediately turned the steering wheel of my mental state. And I was immediately and in that moment a live-in caregiver who occupied a very convenient apartment. I wasn't manifesting the application to be done. I wasn't manifesting the background check to go through. I stepped through directly to the end. In my mind, I live in this apartment, and I am a caregiver. I'm having mental conversations with the strangers around me about how much I love this industry. I've got a knack for it. Telling them stories about how well I get along with my client. How grateful I am to have such a nice place to live and such a good job. That I'm off to grab my client groceries. And tell them I'm sorry, I can't talk now, I have to make dinner for my client. Get cringe with your emotions in your mind. When I'm working, I'm imagining in vivid detail doing tacos for caregiving, imagining doing the dishes, scrubbing the horrible toilets, vacuuming. Because you are there now. You're not just daydreaming. When you go to work, have mental conversations with your coworkers about how much you and your partner get along and how he's so cute when he smiles, and when you hear the notification go off from his text you just get so excited. And then do it over and over. You live there. You challenge any doubts. You know it's going to happen because it has. Essentially the same thing as SATs, except you are awake. 3. Lullaby method, super easy watered down SATs for sleep. I use this more than SATs. Use this when you wake up. And before you sleep, do your imaginal acts. Then soak in the feeling you are seeking. For me, I felt safe and secure. Isn't it wonderful? I'm so glad I got to meet you. Etc. And sleep in the feeling, which can be easier than SATs for beginners. Also, I've realized that most ceilings look the same. So I would sleep on my back and look at this ceiling that wasn't mine. And know I was in my apartment in my bed, looking at my ceiling. Imagine your partner next to you. 4. Affirmation. Other Neville students will tell you not to repeat in vain. But when I found myself panicking and doubting all of a sudden, I would tell myself, I'm so grateful I get to work as a caregiver. I love my job. So pick one that works for you. Keep it simple and positive. When the doubts come, take a deep breath and challenge those thoughts with affirmation. If they keep you out of a mental crisis and into a state that is secure rather than anxious, then great. It worked. 5. I would listen to Neville every day. Just a little bit every day. Or read parts of his books. It's like a shower. Good to refresh every day. My big 3, at your command, your faith is your fortune, the pearl of great price.